From previous grades, we know that the equation of a straight line takes on the format y is equal to mx plus c, where m is the gradient and c is the y-intercept. As an example, we can look at the equation y is equal to 2x plus 3. Here, the gradient m is 2, so the line has a positive slope. The value of c is 3. So the coordinates of the y-intercept of the line is 0, 3. Another example is y is equal to negative 4x plus 1. Here, the gradient m is negative 4. So the line has a negative slope. The value of c is 1. So the y-intercept is 0, 1. In the equation for a straight line, y will always be y and x will always be x, but m and c will have actual values. And we can use this equation to find any point on the line. Let's look at the example y is equal to 2x plus 3. Let's find the y-coordinate of a point that has an x-coordinate of 2. To do this, we simply substitute 2 into the x value in the equation and solve for y. So we can say y is equal to m, which is 2, multiplied by x, which in this case is 2, plus 3. 2 multiplied by 2 gives us 4, plus 3. And we see that y is equal to 7. From this, we can see that if x is 2, y will be 7. And we can make a note of these coordinates down here. We can also find the x-coordinate of a point if we have the respective y-coordinate. So let's look at the equation y is equal to negative 4x plus 1 and find x if y is negative 11. Now we simply substitute negative 11 into y and solve for x. So we can say negative 11 is equal to negative 4x plus 1. We want to solve for x, but our term is negative. So let's move it to this side of the equal sign and we get positive 4x is equal to 1. Then we move negative 11 across and we get plus 11. Now we have 4x is equal to 1 plus 11, which is 12. To get x by itself, let's divide both sides by 4. And we see that x is equal to 3. This means that on this line, if the y-coordinate of a point is negative 11, the x-coordinate will be 3. And we can make a note of this over here as well. When working with functions, we learned that we can find the equation of any straight line using the y-intercept and any other point. To find the equation of a straight line, we first substitute the y-intercept into c in our equation. Then we substitute the coordinates of any other point into the x and y values in order to solve for m. Let's look at some examples. In the diagram, A is the point negative 6, 1 and B is the point 0, 3. Find the equation of line AB. As we can see, the line intercepts the x-axis at point B with coordinates 0, 3. So 3 is our C value, and we can make a note of this up here. This means the line takes on the equation y is equal to mx plus 3. Now we're going to use the coordinates of point A to solve for m. Point A has an x-coordinate of negative 6 and a y-coordinate of 1. So we say y, which is 1, is equal to m multiplied by the x-coordinate, negative 6, plus 3. On the left, we have 1. Let's move this 3 over. We get minus 3 is equal to negative 6 multiplied by m, which is negative 6m. Now we have 1 minus 3, which is negative 2, which is equal to negative 6m. We need to solve for m, but we don't want a negative value. So let's move this term to the left side of the equal sign, and we get 6m. Then we move negative 2 to the right, we get positive 2. Now to get m by itself, let's divide both sides by 6. We get m is equal to 2 over 6. Let's simplify our fraction, and we see that m is equal to 1 over 3. Now we have an m value of 1 over 3 and a c value of 3. So we can write our equation as y is equal to 1 over 3 x plus c, which is 3. Let's do another one. Find the equation of the line with an y-intercept at 0, 2 and point P with coordinates 2, 0. Now you don't need a diagram to find the equation of a straight line. In this case, all we need is the y-intercept and another point. The y-intercept sits at 0, 2, so our c value is 2, and we can make a note of it over here. So the equation for this line will be y is equal to mx plus 2.